Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, because on Red Light Homies, we are all inclusive. Is that right, Z?
That's correct.
Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Red Light Homies. I'm Jack. I'm here with my boy, Z.
That's me.
I hope y'all have had a good week. We are, recording this a week in advance. Little spoiler. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but we're rolling with it right now. Hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. For those of you who watch the Super Bowl, obviously I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl. So, hey, San Francisco won. Hope you're happy. Or, hey, Kansas City won. Again. God damn it. Yep, I'm here with my boy Z, and we're gonna talk some school stories. We teased this at the end of our first episode, and had 2 episode ideas that kind of got in the way of it. But right now, here today,
we're actually doing it.
We're actually doing some school stories. I have 2 stories myself that I'm definitely gonna tell. Z, how many stories you got?
I'm gonna just roll with it. My school life has been kind of interesting, so I've got at least a couple stories.
All right, sounds good enough. But before that, I have a little topic that I want to get into that has happened this past week. Elmo from Sesame Street has been violently assaulted on national television by one Larry David. Did you see that? Did you see this?
I did see that, yes.
Dude, and Larry David's excuse for it, or when he was asked, like, what? He was like, somebody had to do it.
Wasn't there something along the lines of him being forced for a public apology for doing that?
Did he? I didn't see that. Did he actually have to apologize?
I caught that on Instagram like the other day.
Dude, that's so funny.
I don't know if he actually did, but it showed the video of him attacking Elmo.
Dude, I love just so much because they were like, hey, you're going too far. And that was, he didn't do it. He was just like, he deserved it. It like, somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it.
Dude, and I saw these people covering it and they made me laugh so hard because they were like, Elmo was like, oh, Mr. Larry David, what are you doing? I liked you. Like, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And the guy said that dude that's puppeteering Elmo got in the back and said, if that motherfucker touched me again, I'm suing his ass. Don't do that to me on national television. God damn it. It's like those, do you remember those behind the scenes Elmo videos where it's like, I gotta work with this motherfucking shit. God damn it. Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing like a Michael Jackson voice for Elmo, but
yeah, Elmo just goes, hee hee.
We used to do an Elmo line, because Elmo had his own line of crack. I shouldn't say that in the first.
That's exactly what I thought.
I shouldn't say that in the first 5 minutes because YouTube already doesn't like us, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be talking about that, but
yeah.
We used to like make my little brother laugh. Me and my brother used to do an Elmo impression, and my parents or my dad and stepmom got so aggravated with us. So mad. Then again, I look back on that, and my stepmom, listen, I'm not going to tell people how to parent, okay?
Uh-huh.
I don't have a child, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, I was showing my little brother, who at this point was like 6, 7 years old, right?
Yeah.
I was showing him stuff like Power Rangers, TMNT, Beyblade, Bakugan, stuff that I watched, right?
Yeah.
And he was chilling. He was on the couch. And then my stepmother walked in and said, turn that off. It's too scary for him. And I was like, he's chilling. And then he looked at me and said, yeah, it's too scary. I'm scared. I'm like, you fucking snitch. Oh. You little fucking traitor.
You just got hit with that favorite child energy right there.
Dude, what a little... Don't tell my wife I said, what a little pussy, dude. Oh my God. You're scared of Bakugan? Really? Oh my God, dude.
He's not scared. He's not scared. He was just getting on his mother's side because, he's got to be the favorite kid.
That is so stupid. That's so dumb.
That's what last born children do.
Oh, and also we went to Mammoth Cave one time, right?
Yeah,
You ever been to Mammoth Cave?
I haven't.
It's sick, dude. I just like caves in general. And there's a story I'll tell about that after. But you know Aladdin, the Cave of Wonders, right?
Yeah.
We got in there and we were pushing my little brother's stroller, and he was laughing because we were going, that thing.
Yeah.
And my stepmom was like, "Stop, you're scaring him." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?"
She was annoyed, so that was his fallback. And did he agree with her?
Yeah, he was too little to speak at that point.
Oh,
But
okay.
he watched Aladdin, so he knew what we were doing. He was
Uh
like
huh.
one maybe. But no,
He may have been old enough to draw the connection, possibly.
a story I have from that, and I don't know if my dad did this to us so that we'd get our energy out. But we were walking on this path, right? We already exited the cave.
Yeah.
Hold up. We were walking up this path, and right next to it was like this steep hill that went all the way up to the parking lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were walking on the edge of it. So basically, it was the sidewalk, and right to
Mm-hmm.
your right was like rock formation for like 3 feet, and then it was the uphill. And we
Yeah.
were walking on the rock formation, and my dad was like, "All right, we'll see you up there. Go ahead and go up there." We were like, "Awesome, sick." We started
Climbing.
walking up this steep ass hill, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was a goner. Dude, it was because it was so much higher than we thought it was. It was
Yeah.
so much high. It got to a point where I was literally having to crawl, grab tree branches, and like pull myself up. And once we got up there, me and my brothers were laying on the sidewalk for like 10 minutes, just going, "Please, please stop hurting. Please stop hurting."
That reminds me of my most recent like hiking trip. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's like it's like 20 minutes outside of Crossville,
Right.
up in the Cumberlands,
Yeah.
and it's this one little park, or I say park, but it's like a little trailhead that's right at the edge of a road. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a well known like local spot or whatever,
Yeah.
but overlooking it, there's a waterfall into Big Gorge. And what we were coming to do was me and my two friends, we were going to go down to the gorge because there's a kind of like a make your own trail kind of thing that
Right.
to get down there. We were just going to go chill. So we had to walk like a quarter mile down the road around the fence or around this like the road barrier and start climbing down. And when I tell you, like some of those spots got really steep, that was basically doing that. Like I was climbing up a boulder just so I could have a section to walk on.
Mm.
And going uphill, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
Going uphill was so tiring.
See, I love walking so much. It's exercise that kind of like forces you to do more. What I
Mm-hmm.
mean by that is like hiking and walking. It's like you make it all the way. Like I think Bill Burr said it originally, where I'm kind of getting this. But like if you walk for, I don't know, a mile or two, you're gonna have to walk back. You know, there's no fast track to getting back where you originally were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why I enjoy, because like with a lot of other exercises, you can just like stop, right?
Yeah.
Walking or like bicycling or whatever, it forces you. I don't. It
To
just
keep going.
forces you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But I'm sorry that kind of went off on a tangent. We started off with Larry David assaulting Elmo and got to hiking, but
I mean, hey, look, I'll counter that Larry David assaulting Elmo. Baby Gronk throwing Steve Harvey's Lego head and smashing it on the ground during a New Year's Eve event.
Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't remember which year it was, but I had just came across that video.
See what's
and I think I saw a comment that said 2020.
See what's hilarious to me is you say Baby Gronk and I immediately picture Hezbollah.
I always thought that too.
No, Baby Gronk. That's such an annoying little. And I feel so bad for that kid because his dad wants so much clout. And he's like forcing his kid to be in these situations, you know?
Yeah.
That always makes me so uncomfortable. Just like when that's because there's like interviews where there was an interview where they were on a podcast and this guy asked Baby Gronk like what he wants in the future. And Baby Gronk like answered and the dad said, wait, no. He pulled Baby Gronk to the side and you can hear him say, no, say you want women and money, right? You want women and money. And the kid went, okay, yeah. And the dad looked at the podcaster and was like, can you ask that question again? The podcaster was like, Baby Gronk, what do you...
the second question. I didn't know there was a lead up to that with the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and it turns out I was completely wrong about who smashed that Lego head. I did see Gronk in the caption, but apparently it was not Baby Gronk.
It was actually Gronk.
Yeah.
All right, so we're telling work stories, right?
Yeah.
Not work stories. God damn it. Why am I like this? School stories. We both went to school. I promise. I don't sound like it, but I went to school.
I agreed with you, but I am currently in school. I have gone through grade school and all of that.
I went to high school. I graduated. I promise. Barely. I was pushed through, and I might tell you that, but I'll go first. You said you kind of want to riff off of whatever I say. I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, if I want to give you a title, why did you eat that? Ready?
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So I had a class, and I don't know how your high school worked, but basically our fourth period was divided into 4 sections. Because...
For lunch?
Yeah. We had 3 lunches.
We had 3.
Yeah, we had 3 lunches, and then we had like a study hall period.
We had lunch 1, 2, and 3, and if you took lunch 2, you just have class split by lunch, but it'd be the same class.
Which honestly, that was the best. Second lunch is the best lunch, honestly. First lunch, the class kind of drives. Third lunch, the class kind of, goes too long. Second lunch, I liked having second lunch. But my fourth period was environmental science. And it was the coolest class because we got to build stuff. We made lamps, we made candles, we made a bunch of stuff, right?
You're making light stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice. I wish I took it more seriously, but it was nice.
Yeah.
In this class, at the end of the year, oh my God, we got the opportunity to build go-karts. Little, not full on. It was plywood seat and all the wiring for the tires and stuff, right? It wasn't a full metal go-kart, but it was a basic one.
Mm-hmm.
So we were
doing public school.
Yeah. So we were split into 3 groups to work on this.
Yeah.
And there was one time where this lady, and I won't say her name because I'll try to be better about that. I won't say her name, but we got into our groups and I turned to look at her and she is walking with her arms crossed, head down, eyes squinted, and shuffling, just slowly walking, very meaningful,
Yeah.
And I think you know where this is going.
I hope it's not going where I think it's going, but
she sits down And I look at her and I'm like, how high are you? And she immediately, her eyes shoot open and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's pretty obvious. She was like, no, I'm hiding it so well. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. And she was like, well, I usually like smoke a blunt before school and it wears off by third period. And I was like, okay, well, what'd you do this morning? And she was like, well, I didn't have any weed, so I took a brownie. And I was like, that is so much stronger than just a blunt.
Oh, Lord.
What are you thinking?
And it wears off over more than 3 hours.
Yeah. So she was completely out of it. But the funniest thing that happened was we were all shooting back and forth ideas, writing stuff down, whatever. And I turn and I look at her. And we were in the science classroom where, you had the big tables with the black top and the sink and all that, right?
Yeah, the lab tables.
So this class had been doing experiments with like test tubes. And there was a silver plate. And on the bottom of it, it was blackened, like there was a fire underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
I turned to her, and she is laughing so hard. She is crying, and she is pointing at the black part of the silver plate, laughing hard enough to where she's not making a sound. She is just laughing so hard.
Lord, she's super high.
And I'm like, what is so funny? And she was like, they burnt the plate.
I had that experience in Chicago over some Cheese Puffs.
Cheese Puffs?
Yeah, long story short, weed's legal in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So me and all the guys I was with got a couple blunts, and we'd smoked them in the Airbnb. Well, it was about midnight-ish. We just got back from drinking along the beach, and we were like, let's smoke on our way back to the Airbnb. So we did. And while we were in our eating mood, we went outside to hang and started laughing about Cheese Puffs, and was laughing for a solid 45 minutes.
Oh my God. See, I've never...
That was fun times.
I don't think I've been high enough to like laugh at a singular thing. I've been tired enough. Like I've been so loopy that any little noise that me and my brother make, we just roll on the floor laughing.
There is a slight difference between sleepy laughing and high laughing.
What's the difference in your opinion? What do you say?
High laughing, well, in my experience with like being loopy and sleepy, was while things were funny, I would have probably had found them not as funny, but still funny while being wide ass awake.
Yeah.
But being high funny is the things that should not have any hilarious value at all. Just being stupid funny.
Yeah. See, I've never been high enough. I hate being high, first of all. I hate being high. It makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack every time. Like I get so paranoid.
Well, some strains do raise your heart.
Well, I would just take CBD gummies, like a couple milligrams of that. Not a couple, but the first time I was high, I had such a great time. And this is turning into whatever, but so it started off with, I got angry and I had never taken an edible before, but I took one. And when you're starting, for those of you, do it responsibly. Please do it responsibly, right?
Yes, please.
But for your first time, you are supposed to take around 12 milligrams at the most. Like you aren't supposed to have a high dosage.
I was thinking 5 to 10.
Well, that's like high end, right? But I took this and it was 24, right? Mm-hmm. Which isn't incredibly high for people who do it, but for someone who's never done it, that's pretty high. So yeah, it started with I felt my neck pushing me to the side. Like I couldn't look straight forward. I had to look to my left. And I was like, I think my neck's broken. And my lady was like, you're just getting high. And I was like, but I and we went to the bed and I was freaking out, but then I turned on like soft rainforest noises. And dude, the bed felt like it consumed me. I felt vines growing on my body. I was drooling. And
I think you were laced with something.
really? You think there was more?
I've never had a auditory slash. I've never had hallucinations while being high.
No. They weren't hallucinations. This is what I was feeling, right? I wasn't seeing this. I was feeling it. Or I guess it was just how relaxed I was, but that's what I was picturing, right?
Yeah.
So because the rainforest, I was focusing on that and it felt like I was in the rainforest. I don't know. But the funny part about it was my lady kept like poking me and she would like just like pick up my index finger and I would just go, stop. She would start laughing and she was like, what, baby? And I just went, you're ruining it.
Oh, gosh.
But that's the only good experience I've had high. The rest of the time, I've just felt like I'm having a heart attack. I hate it so much.
Well, I've been high a couple times. And there was one time, it's still not on the school stories, but we'll get back to it. I came up to the town where I currently live for 420 one year because my roommates, they lived up here and I hadn't at the time. And I brought edibles that were 250 milligrams each.
Okay. That's a big boy.
Yeah. I still somehow ate a quarter of it. Yeah, by accident. Yeah. But when I started getting high, I said, man, I'm hungry. And then ate a little bit of it and was like, wait, shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, too late. And I, didn't eat anymore. I woke up high that next morning.
You woke up high?
Yeah.
That sucks. Thankfully, I've never been plastered enough, like wasted or high enough to where I've woken up in that state. I'd be so...
I have greened out more than a couple times, so...
If you ever want a really good high story, do you know Ted Nivison?
No.
On YouTube, Ted Nivison, and this is a well-known video, but he was at a house. Do you know the Misfits? Fitz and Swagger Souls and all them?
Yeah.
He was chilling with them, and they had a bunch of snacks laid out on like a counter of their Airbnb. And one of them, Ted, was like, oh, it's Nerds Rope, which Nerds Ropes are fire.
Yes,
right?
They are.
What he did not know was it was an edible. A 400 milligram edible. And he ate the entire thing. If you want a good high story to watch, go watch that video. It's so funny.
I'm gonna need to watch that because I'd also have another, but we can save it for another episode.
Absolutely.
Back to school stories. I'll throw one out. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what I want to give a title to. Okay, I've got one. I'll call it Framed.
Oh shit.
So, you said your school, fourth period was split because of lunches. Mine was also the exact same way. My fourth period class was digital arts and design, but it was a work study because they didn't have a fourth level class and they wanted one. And I was like, I wanted to be in that because, I'm a graphic designer. And I had a deal worked out with my teacher that I would take third lunch. so I can eat with all my friends while everybody else takes second lunch because that's what he wanted for the class.
Yeah.
So I had that deal worked out with him, and he was cool with it as long as I was actually doing work, in the time when I was like the only person in the classroom. And this is in our school's like Mac lab, because that was the only room in the school that had Macs all around. So It was monitored, video cameras and such. So I'm sitting at my desk, working on some 3D project, because I believe that's what we were doing most of the time. And I'm trying to roll around in a little rolly chair, but this backpack's in the way. My friend who was sitting next to me, her backpack was, right, like caught under the wheel. So I, bend down, pick it up, move it over just a little bit. And, think nothing of it. Then, I go to my lunch. They all come back. And at some point after that time, she had realized that she had lost $200.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for a high schooler especially. So
for us now, don't call me broke in the middle of your story. $200 is a lot of money.
I'm also broke. I said for a high schooler especially, accentuating that fact.
That's a third of my paycheck, motherfucker.
Don't try me. That's a third of my paycheck. That's sometimes half of my paycheck right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Okay. Now that you're done calling yourself broke,
I'm just outing myself out today.
Yeah, you did that one. So I'm in my next period class, our fifth period. We had 7 throughout the day. I'm in fifth period. It's a history class with like one of my favorite teachers at the school. And, we're sitting here talking about governments or something. And I get called from the back of the class. I turn around and see our RSO. So I'm just like, or SRO, that's my fault. And I'm just like, what did I do? So I was like going back there, to them. They're like, wait, grab all your stuff. And I was like, what did I do?
What did I do?
I was so confused.
I'm sorry. I'm imagining you pinned to the floor, just like, put your hands out of the classroom. What did I do?
What did I do? What did I do? But I'm just like, okay. Well, I don't really have much to hide besides the vape in my pocket, because that's what I had. I had a big old box mod in my hoodie pocket. So I was like, this is going to be bad.
Don't look at my pocket. Empty your pockets. Like, no! You got a warrant?
No, I wasn't really that worried about it. I mean, most they would just throw it away. And I had a job, so I could buy another one because I didn't have any other bills to worry about. So, they're like, we're going to have to search you. And I was like, why? And they said, one of your classmates had some money stolen from her. And I was like, money? Okay. Here's my wallet, because I don't have any in there. I don't carry cash. And they're like, okay, cool. But they didn't really take my wallet. They just looked inside, because I think I had like a money clip or something on it. And they go through my backpack and whatnot, and they search me. And they're like, what's this? And I was like, that's my vape. They're like, well, you've been cool with this so far. Just don't bring it back. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Bet.
Long story short, they found out who took the money, and it was another guy I knew. We were all in band together, and there is no way he stayed in school, but he totally did. Albeit, I think he went to that secondary school, whatever it's called.
Was he a shithead?
Yeah, no, he was totally shithead.
Oh, did he go to, like, for us it was Smyrna West.
Yeah, something like that. It was like John something.
A school like where they send shithead kids.
Yeah, it's just like Smyrna West.
Yeah,
I know what Smyrna West is. Yeah, it's just like Smyrna West.
Yeah.
But it's the Murfreesboro version.
See, I have a story like that, except let me tell you, we did it. We did it. It's not as bad as $200, right? I'm
Yeah.
titling this Logan is the real homie. Okay.
All right.
So we get to my third period, and my little crew in third period was my boy Logan, my boy
Uh-huh.
Cole, and my boy Zane and me.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, and in Logan's desk was a whole bag of Skittles. Whole bag of
Right.
Skittles, right? We get
Mm-hmm.
we get separated because we're doing a little group thing, and we can pick our partners. So we all get in a table and do whatever, and we're eating the Skittles. I don't know why, but we are all eating the Skittles, right? I'm the only
Yeah.
fat one of the group, so don't call everybody else fat, okay? Put that on me. So
Okay.
we eat this entire bag in like 10 minutes, okay?
Damn.
And
All
then
right.
5 minutes later, chick walks in the classroom, and we see her, and immediately we're like, shit. Oh no. She walks up to Mr. Marlowe, says a couple words, and then out loud, Mr. Marlowe says, "Hey guys, there was a bag of Skittles in that desk. It is no longer there. Does anybody have it?" And we all went quiet.
Ooh.
So quiet.
Ooh.
But then my boy Logan held up the bag and said, "Yeah, I ate all of them. I'm sorry." And Mr. Marlowe looked at him and was like, "You ate that entire bag?" And he was like, "Yeah, I ate the whole bag. I'll buy her a new one, promise." And it was settled. Me, Cole, and Zane, when Logan got back to the table, we were like, "We gotta suck your dick, man. You the shit. You the man.
You're the man.
You the man, Logan." Dude, he didn't get in trouble for it. He did have to buy her a new one, but
Yeah.
dude, we felt so bad, and we shit ourselves when he said that out loud.
It was me. Shut up.
Dude, I kind of wish, because it'd be funny if he stood up and said, yeah, held up the bag, was like, "Yeah, these three motherfuckers, fuck the Skittles, they held me hostage." What are you doing? Yeah, man,
That's hilarious.
we felt so bad.
Oh, what bet?
On the topic of like real friends, I'll do another story. Unless you got another one. I don't want to talk over you.
Real friends?
Like a real friend kind of thing.
I don't think I have anything too significant for a story like that.
Well, then
So
I'll.
go ahead.
All right. So, my boy Silas, right?
Uh-huh.
One thing to know about Silas that's not relevant to the story at all, I just like bringing it up. His grandfather was a Nazi.
Oh.
He literally, and that was not some
So you
dumb rumor.
associate with them too. I'm sorry.
That was not some dumb rumor around high school. He told us that he went into his attic and found like an old SS uniform. Insane, right?
Well, one of my roommates' great uncles was a KKK member, so
Jesus, man. But it was funny because we almost got him in trouble because he had gotten into a fight in the courtyard, and then he got to seventh period and he hit one of our mutuals named Josh, and Josh was Jewish. Teacher came around and he was like, "Yeah, like you beat up a little kid in the playground earlier today, and now you're beating on a little Jewish boy." And I was like, "Yeah, I swear to God," he was shouting in German while he was doing it. And the teacher was looking at us, and Silas was just like, "Shut the fuck up." Oh, but no, man. Like, you find out who your real friends are very quickly, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I've made it no secret. I'm ashamed of my past, but I'm not shy about it, right? I did not take care of myself in terms of hygiene in high school. I just didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a day where it was go-karts, right? So we built the go-karts and we went out to the football field and we were going to drag race them, right? Because that's right. I make that sound so much more epic than it actually was, but that was what's going on.
Yeah.
And Silas was sitting with his group on the bleachers, and I walked
Mm-hmm.
past them, and I had a skid mark that was very visible on the back of my shorts.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Silas, the rest of the group sees it, kind of laughs to themselves. But Silas says, "Yo, Jack." And I turn around and I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Did you sit in dirt or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And I kind of walked off, and I went to the bathroom, and I took some paper towels and water and I think some hand soap, and I was just trying to scrub the shit out of my shorts, right?
Yeah.
And I was able to get it out, but I was in there for like 15 minutes, and I hear the bathroom door open, and I'm like, fuck. And I just hear, I hear Silas, and he's like, "Yo, you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm good." And he was like, "All right, yo, I'm gonna be outside. All right." I was like, yeah, all right. And it's just like, I think about that now, and you just you find out who your real friends are through situations like that, right?
It took a much darker turn than I thought it was going to take. I'll
Well,
tell you
I'm sorry about that,
that.
but I want to, like, I don't want it to be a dark story, because really it involves
I
such
mean,
an
yeah, but you found out. I mean, he had your back.
yeah, it's such an embarrassing moment, but it's also a moment where I'm like, I really I really didn't appreciate that friendship as much as I should have. Like, that's a really cool thing that he knew that I was so embarrassed, and
Mm-hmm.
he like came to make sure I was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Real cool dude. I wish I was still in contact with him, but he joined the Navy and is off doing whatever. I'm sure he's doing all right.
I've got a couple friends in the Army. One's in the Air Force, the other's, I believe, a Marine.
Hopefully he doesn't go to Germany and get in touch with his roots. You know what I mean?
Fun fact, shortly after I graduated high school, my buddy that was in the Air Force called me up one day and said he was in Germany.
Yeah.
He's a native Russian guy. Not native, but he's of Russian descent.
Mm. We had a guy who had Russian heritage, and he loved it so much. And every time he'd get angry, he'd just start shouting in Russian. It's the funniest thing. So funny. Oh, I got a small story, and then I got a story about how I almost broke my back. You want to hear that?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, the first story.
Before that second one, I've got one for you.
Well, I just told two stories, so go ahead with yours.
Okay. So this one, I can't really give it a title, but it happened while I was in college a couple years back. Me and my buddies, my friend's grandparents own this house along the Caney Fork River. We call it the River House because it's a house on the river.
We call it the River House. It's a house on the river. It's the River House.
Pretty much. So we're at the River House. I think we had planned on being out there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had a big old break coming up. Or summer or some shit like that. And it was around COVID times because I remember I worked at Lowe's at the time in Murfreesboro.
Mm.
But we had a 2-week stint planned out there. Like it's in the middle of nowhere. It's got like no cell service or hardly any cell service or whatnot. And we were just going to get really drunk for the 2 weeks. Well, we go out on the boat one day. Everybody but the driver of the boat was like drinking really heavily, me included. And we go out.
Don't drink in boat, kids. Don't drink in boat.
Yeah, that's why the person driving the boat was not drinking, and he was also the only person with a boating license. So
yeah.
So we go out to this cliff jump. It's about a 25-foot jump, and I think, well, hey, I'm mighty fine and drunk. I should be able to take a dive off of this. Like, I've jumped off of it several times before, but this time I want to dive. Well, I've come to learn that when all you can see is water, you don't know how straight up and down you are.
Oh, God, dude.
So I came in at the water at probably, I want to say like a 15 to 20 degree angle, being my head at the bottom, because I was trying to dive.
Yeah.
I slapped my balls on that
Oh,
water
my God.
so hard. I almost cried.
Oh, my God.
And what made it worse is that there was a lot of people out there. So we had to park the boat quite a bit of ways away. And with everybody else on their boats passing through, it just kept pushing our boat farther out into the water. So I had a solid, 75-meter swim to make after that. Yeah, it was not fun. Damn. And then my dumbass decided redemption. So we drive over, drop us all off again. We're about to go do the cliff jump again. My turn to go. Well, before that, my friend and his then girl he was talking to, they jumped off together. My friend didn't realize how tall he was and how much more he weighed than the girl, so he drug her around in the air and made her come in sideways.
Oh my God.
So she passed out.
Passed out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Luckily, everybody had their life vest on, so that was good.
Oh my God, dude. That is a hilarious picture though of because I imagined her just coming out of the water, just like back floating, mouth open, eyes closed, and arms stretched out wide. Just
look, it's funny looking back on it, but it was horrifying at the moment.
No, dude. I would have thought I fucking killed her.
Yeah. So he starts. I think they bring the boat closer a little bit, just so the rest of us have enough time to get down. And I'm like, I'm going to jump, help him out. So I'll take a little running start, and my foot slides on the rock, barefoot, by the way.
Oh my God, dude.
So all you hear is "fuck" while I'm falling through the air.
I'm sorry, I would have been laughing so fucking hard.
I was in pain. And I straightened out before I hit the water and went down quite a ways, but then had to swim back up.
Keep your legs straight, Spike.
I get onto the boat eventually, look over, my toes are bleeding. I'm just like, well, that's not good.
That's not okay.
I get a towel, eventually it stops bleeding. And, I'm just in pain. I'm thinking nothing of it. I go back to work a couple weeks later. And, my foot still hurts. And my mom's over here, convincing me to go get an x-ray. And I'm just like, I don't want to. Because, being a man, shit.
Yeah. I don't have health insurance.
Go to the doctors. I did through my mom, but
yeah.
I just didn't want to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I go, get it x-rayed, and she was like, well, from these preliminary images, looks like you broke your toe. I say, huh? Yeah, little do you know. I hyperextended my toe when it slid across the rock, and it snapped and took a little bit of bone with it. The tendon did.
Damn.
So, yeah.
By the way, I'm going to be laughing a lot, and I'm so sorry, at just the image of you jumping off a cliff, grabbing your foot, and just going, it's so funny to me.
Look, all I'm saying is I had 25 feet to say something to express my pain.
To express that you are not okay right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
And that was the first word that came to mind.
well, as most people, it probably would be.
Yeah.
Now, see, what's funny about that is I told you that I almost broke my back. It was somewhat similar circumstance. God,
Okay.
the syllabus on that sentence is going to be awful. So did y'all have like a senior week?
Yes, sort of.
For our senior week, we went to the movies. We saw Shazam. We went to a bowling alley and a skate center. Like we did a couple things, right? You didn't do anything like that? Did you go to a smaller school?
No, my school was a 2,000 kids.
What was your
graduating class of 700?
Same. Man, your school sucked.
No, graduating class of 400. My fault.
Oh, okay. Well, my lady was so mad because she graduated during the COVID year. I bought her like a $300 prom dress, and I was hyping her up about senior week, and she didn't get to do it because school closed. But I don't know if it was called senior day. I don't know if it was called beach day or something. But basically, we were all so in the middle of our school there was a courtyard. It was outside. You could instead of walking all the way around to the school to get to some more classes,
what
you could just walk.
Did you go to?
Stewart's Creek.
Yeah, built by the same people that built my high school, Siegel.
Okay.
We have pretty much identical schools. Yes.
Damn, that sucks, brother. No, so
we
had
the best band in the county. Fuck you.
Did y'all have a courtyard?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went out there.
Theater.
Yeah, we had that too. So basically, I guess we went to, whatever.
Yeah.
So my freshman year when I saw this, they filled that entire thing with water. The bleacher part of it, they plugged the drain and filled it with water.
Were our schools pranked by the same set of seniors? Because that's why we barely had a senior week.
No. It wasn't a prank. The school did that because it was like a senior beach day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lucky bastards.
But for our senior day, I don't know what happened. I don't know if some people back then were getting some handies in there and were hiding or messing with people too much. But for our senior day, they didn't fill the thing with water. They just put 2 kiddie pools at the bottom. Right? So what me and my friends started doing that everybody else was looking and laughing and having a good time with and cheering, but didn't do because it was so stupid, we were jumping from the top of the stage into the kiddie pools.
Oh, Lord.
One thing to know, y'all know how thin the bottom of a kiddie pool is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just sitting on concrete. So,
Jesus Christ, fucking idiot.
Dude, so a couple people jump, right? And it's all going fine. And it was my turn next. And I was hyping myself up. And to give y'all, it was like a 4-foot drop. It was not a small drop.
No, it's not.
What I failed to understand was the reason it was going so well for everybody else was because they were, 200 pounds lighter than me. I jumped, and not only were they 200 pounds lighter than me, they got water. There was no water. I jumped, and I landed on my tailbone.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, and the entire school was looking at me while I did this. I jumped. Dude, all my fat jumped up and slammed on me, and it just made a plopping sound. I want y'all to picture a thing of a putty, right? When you throw it and slam it on the counter.
Uh-huh.
That's what it sounded like.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, across the entire crowd was a bunch of, oh, but I stood up. I was like, yeah, hyped myself up, and everybody started cheering. An hour later, after the adrenaline wore off, I couldn't walk.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was holding my back, and I was like, why? Why did I choose to do that? I chose that. I didn't have to do that.
You didn't. No, you shouldn't have done it.
My God.
It's all your fault.
I will say I don't know if that was the worst part or this was the worst part about those kiddie pools. So we had we had these twins, these little Asian twins, and everybody called them the Turbo Twins. You know why they called them the Turbo Twins?
Why?
Because from class to class, they would run together. They would like Naruto run without the hands behind them. They just run.
Do that. We just called him Kyle.
Dude, why? You give off the energy of like, yeah, we had a girl named Bethany in our class, but everybody called her a whore. That's the energy.
Well, we had a girl like that as well. Her name was Chink Chink.
Okay. Jesus. Please tell me she wasn't Asian.
She wasn't.
Oh my God, dude. You were about to tell on yourself so hard right now. Yeah, we had a little Asian classmate. We called him Chink Chink.
To this day, I don't know where she got the nickname from, but she stuck with it ever since. And she has like 2 kids now.
Oh my God. But these twins, right? They started at the other end of the courtyard and they raced each other into the kiddie pools, right? And everybody was like, yeah, let's go, right? And we were all laughing. And then they turned to each other and everybody was just like, fight! And they grabbed each other and started strangling each other. And the entire crowd was like, yeah, get him! And we were like, oh my God, this is chaos. What have we done? Why have we turned the focus to this?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
The last thing I want to say about like, because you mentioned, well, you didn't mention a whore, but there was a. Did you? Was a whore, so. Did you have girls in your school that were like known as they get passed around?
Yeah, that was Chink.
Oh my. Okay, so that's why you brought her up.
Yeah, that's why I said. Speaking of whores,
but you don't know how she got Chink.
I don't.
That's like a slur for Asian people. They just.
Well, I know that.
What the hell? What is wrong with y'all?
I'm pretty sure she was Hispanic.
Well, there's slurs against Hispanic people, so at least they didn't do that.
True.
But no, dude, I feel so shitty for laughing so hard when my buddy did this. But we were sitting in second period, and there was a girl that was known for not only sleeping with the entire school, well, the ones that she found attractive, but she would like brag about it, right?
Uh-huh.
She walked next to my boy Turley, right? His name's Jordan, but his last name's Turley. And we played football together, so I knew him by Turley, right?
Mm-hmm.
She walks next to him and like turns because her friend is sitting next to him and kind of like bends to like help with homework or whatever. Yeah. Boy Turley is kind of laughing and he's looking at us, and then he turns just full ass, just looking at her ass, turns to me and says, that shit's been hit so many times it's not even funny. And I was like, she is right there. Oh my God, dude.
She's not standing literally right there or anything, you know?
Dude, but he's the kind of guy to where we were walking to football practice and saw a hanger in the parking lot, and he was like, someone failed their abortion. And we were like, you can't say that. You can't say that, dude. Oh my God.
Way to pop it off like that. Jesus.
I'm sorry, did I kill the vibe?
No, that was hilarious.
Dude, we literally we were like, dude, you can't say that. That's not okay. Not an okay thing to say.
I've got a friend like that now, and he just does. Oh my gosh, motherfucker, we travel like pretty much at least one place every year for the last couple years now, and most recently we were in Ohio, and motherfucker will just scream the weirdest shit in public. Like we were leaving the Cyclones hockey game, and it was $2 beer and dogs.
Damn, at a stadium?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
So we loaded up on a lot of beer. Like he this guy himself made the rules. Like anybody that gets up buys a round for everybody else.
Damn. Hey, you're with the boys though.
Up to 4 in one go.
Yeah.
And there was just 6 of us. So this man was so drunk that while we were sitting watching the game, for which we were also offered other substances by the security there, yeah, and he has this like high reflective, like high vis jacket and hat on for whatever reason.
Not like construction vest, just
no,
like
exactly like that, but like a construction rain vest.
Why?
I don't know. But he has it on, and he goes away for a while. We're like, where is he at? Well, would you look at it? We look to our left, and half the stadium over, this man is standing up at the middle row talking to the mascot.
Nice.
Like, I think went in and got a picture with him and then made friends with this random guy. And we could only see this because he was wearing a high-vis jacket the entire time, dancing around.
Yeah.
And we're leaving, and this motherfucker, there was like some kids performing out in the parking lot trying to get cash or whatever.
Yeah.
And this man is air drumming along with them, running around us in circles, screaming.
Oh my God.
And we're just like, dude, stop it.
Stop. Chill out.
He got kicked out of 2 cars that night, but he had to get home somehow, so the other guy took him.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, the last story I'll tell you about Mr. Turley. Did you ever work out with like a box, like doing box jumps and stuff?
Yeah.
So we were doing a workout to where we'd hold dumbbells in our hands. I don't know why I struggled so much to say bells, but we'd hold dumbbells in our hands, and we'd step up on the box and then like high knee, right? Step up,
yeah,
all the way and whatever.
Yeah.
We were doing that, and we were in like pairs, so we were trading back and forth. And Turley went up there, and he lunged, and he just started going, oh, and do it again, and just, it's over and over again. And we all just started laughing, not able to do it. And we stopped, and our coach, which by the way, we were with the coach that like drove this big ass truck, always had a dip in his lip, real country dude. He was just like, yeah, if we could just not do that again.
If we could just never do that again, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, we were doing it in like 5-minute segments of each. So just for 5 straight minutes, he was doing lunges just, yeah! Oh!
Can I get a oh yeah?
Man, I miss that guy. That guy was awesome.
Sounds like hilarious, but I would hate to be out in public with that kind of guy.
Yeah. He seems like the kind of guy to where you're gonna get punched because he's gonna say something to the wrong person, and now we gotta fight everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel with my friend that already does that.
You got
he's
any
like
more?
He's a funny guy. It's just he does that sometimes.
Just wild.
It's just a noise.
It could be worse. I've known some people that think it's fucking hilarious to just scream slurs in the middle of a crowd. And no, I don't mess with that energy. I don't see how that's funny. I don't feel like getting jumped.
Oh, I should get you around my friends.
No, I hate that so fucking much.
Well, the issue is it's not my friends, it's me.
Oh my God. See, you can get away with it because of how oppressed your people are, right?
Oh no, you're getting the wrong idea here, sir.
What are we doing? What are we talking about?
It's hilarious to me. I say to me because I don't know how many other people would be hilarious too. I'm not going to get into the whole thing here, but I like to, at the most random time I could think of, roll down the window of whoever's car I'm in, friends wise, and yell a phrase, and everybody is just like, "Why is he the one to say that?"
Yeah,
and I just think it's hilarious.
Mm. Are you like, do you give the vibe, do you remember that X video where he's XXX Tentacion? Did you ever listen to him?
I listened to quite a bit of his music, but I don't know what video you're talking about.
He was in a car and he was like, I'm a pure red blood American Trump supporter. I'm going to get me a shotgun and shoot me a. That video?
Oh.
Do you give off that energy?
I have not seen that.
You got to look it up.
But from what you told me, I have. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I hate that. I hate that so much. It gets me so uncomfortable, which is probably what you're aiming for.
That's the goal. That is completely, that is 100% the goal.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy that would stop in the middle of an aisle and stare at me. You seem like that.
No, I wouldn't do that. That would terrify me. Like, somebody might get shot. It's probably not going to be me.
You got any more in the chamber?
Let's see. Nothing too interesting.
I have one more about a substitute teacher. You want to end it on that?
Hold on. Substitute teacher. That brought something to mind, but I don't have anything. Go for it.
All right. So, this title is This is Sad. That's the title, right?
Okay.
So we had the substitute teacher, and he was a relatively younger guy. A lot of substitute teachers are in their 40s or 50s. This guy looked like he was around 33, 34, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was chill. He was pretty cool. Just handed out the paper, had pretty decent conversations. And you know how you have a rotation of substitute teachers, 2 or 3 that you see pretty regularly?
I did for a minute, but that was only when I had a teacher that was out for an extended period of time.
Well, see, for us, a lot of substitute teachers would just take jobs, and it was the same 3 people. We had different ones every now and then, but we had 3 people that it was pretty regular. If you're getting a substitute teacher, it's probably going to be them.
Yeah.
And he joined this of I saw him in a couple different classes, subbing for people.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see him. He was gone. A couple weeks passed. 2 months passed. 3 months passed. And then I turned and I was like, hey, what happened with that substitute teacher? My buddy looked at me and said, oh, you didn't know? And I was like, oh, what don't I know? Apparently, this 15-year-old girl showed her friend that substitute teacher's Snapchat with his little homie that had been sent to her. And she was upset that her friend told this to administrators. She was like, no, stop. Why are you being weird? It's I don't know. Maybe because that's so fucking inappropriate. And there is footage in our high school security of this guy being chased down in the courtyard and tackled by the SRO officer. And the reason I say this is sad, his name was Mr. Sad. Mr. S-A-A-D. Mr. Sad. And when I heard that, I was like, oh no, Mr. Sad. Not Mr. Sad. Oh man, he probably has a buddy in prison now named Mr. Sad that he sees on the weekends every day, probably.
See, the issue with with when you said substitute with that story is anything I'd have in relation to that story is by teachers that were not substitutes.
You had actual teachers doing fuck shit.
Yeah, I think we went through a period of 3 different gym teachers.
Oh, that's gross.
All for that same reason.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, not the gym teacher.
It's It was that was a time, and I don't understand. Like, it was one after the other. Just it was so bad.
Oh man. Oh, that's so gross. Oh. Blech.
But I did have one teacher go to jail.
Damn.
DUI at like 3:00 in the morning.
Jesus.
Yeah. I had his first period class. It was my Spanish teacher. I won't say his name just for out of respect, but he's my Spanish teacher. And we're in first period. He's not here. We're thinking, okay, we'll get a sub. No sub ever shows up. So we had the assistant teacher, who was really only there for one person because he had super bad eyesight. So she was like his, I don't know, seer or whatever.
Yeah.
And she eventually took over the class, printed out some random crossword puzzle, and I don't even think we touched that.
Right.
We just had fun in the class we would never usually have fun in because he was super strict. But come to find out, he shows up in third period mad. I'm just like glad I didn't have him at then because he was already a strict teacher. Imagine him being angry and showing up to teach class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to end it on that note, so I'll end it on a bit of a funnier note. We had a teacher that I nicknamed the Finesse God. Finesse God. The Finesse God, dude. The reason I named him this was, did you have days where, like, a couple of restaurants would show up to the school and you kind of had a chill day where you just walk around and hang out with your buddies?
We had food trucks, which was a part of our senior day thing, but they did it a couple times throughout the year as well.
Well, we had stuff like Hawk Walk or Hawk Fest, where we had a day to where just we could hang with our friends wherever in the school and chill. And like Little Caesars would bring pizza. There'd be Chick-fil-A and Panda Express and stuff like that.
I mean, we've had that just with food trucks.
Okay.
Yeah, same idea.
Well, when Little Caesars would show up, you can either buy a plate of 2 pizzas or you can buy an entire pizza. Right?
Uh-huh.
So I would see this guy walk up to groups that had bought entire pizzas, and he would just get in there and he'd start laughing and he'd start like pushing on him and going like, ah, and he made no fucking sense at all. Didn't understand a word this guy was saying. Nobody did, but they were laughing with him, and he'd be like, ah, and he'd walk away with like 4 slices of pizza. I saw this over and over and over again. I'm like, this guy is figuring it out. This guy is working the system.
We had that guy at our school. His name was Isaac. Isaac was a legend, dude. A quick story about him. This man, we were in the same grade. He was a special needs student, but he was like super hyper wherever he went. And there was a senior thing where you like went and announced what college you were going to. And
that's weird.
It's on YouTube. Well, it was some sort of ceremony thing. I forget, but it was on YouTube. And this man Isaac walked up, took over the mic, and gave a whole speech, and had the entire school just like, "Yeah, you go, Isaac. That's the man." Just like going along with this stuff because it was hilarious. But this man is a legend.
Dude, I'll tell you, the biggest legend in my school, right? Mm-hmm. We had this kind of dynasty of Stewart's Creek. I say that it's sort of joking. I had Coach Harris, who was my freshman coach. He was a football coach, and he was also a math teacher. He had a son who was a senior, a daughter who was in my grade, and another daughter who was in the elementary school across the street, right?
Yeah.
And they were all like, his two kids, they played a sport, they played an instrument, they were in theater, and they made straight A's. Like, insane people, right?
Yeah.
Insane worth ethics all around. I played football with the son. His name was Drew, right?
Uh-huh.
And Drew is a fucking legend for this story. I've always loved him ever since then. He was the coolest dude, right? Short little guy, but but they did The Wizard of Oz, and he played the Scarecrow. And for the Munchkins, they had a lot of kids from the elementary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did the theater play for the school, and they were in the middle of this, and his daughter had a role in it, but I forgot her role. Like I said, Drew was playing the Scarecrow, and the youngest daughter was one of the Munchkins. Mm-hmm. And in the front row, this little shithead junior made a dumbass joke. I still don't know what the joke was, but it was a stupid ass joke to the Munchkins. Specifically, it was directed towards Drew's little sister. Dude, in character, Drew hopped off the stage and smacked the piss out of this guy. The piss out of this guy. Dude, he was in the middle of song, hopped down like a scarecrow, like just arms flailing, whatever, smiled at him and just popped back on stage and finished the play. I was like, that's my fucking guy. Yeah, bro.
That's hilarious.
Dude, that guy is a fucking legend. I love that guy.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Dude, way to handle business and just snap back and forth. You know what I mean?
Right?
Fucking, he
said put it on business and he meant it, bro.
Yeah. Dude, that guy, he's like fucking Captain America, dude. Like, that guy was so sick. Not to suck his dick or anything. He doesn't need more of that, but yeah, man. That was a very, I love how he handled it. And he didn't get in trouble. The junior who said the joke after Drew explained himself, the junior got taken out and Drew explained what happened and he didn't get in trouble.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Probably because his father was like one of the administrators and the father was like, really?
That probably had something to do with it because I'm pretty sure Stewart's Creek was a zero-tolerance school.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
but there
were strings pulled, but he's still a legend.
Absolutely. I have a story about a bus driver and administrator, but it's too long and we're already at an hour 15, so I'll save that for another day.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and sign us off then?
All right. You got nothing else no stories?
I've got nothing of importance to add.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Red Light Homies. Let us know some of y'all's school stories. Whatever you want to do. If you want to put that in a little tweet, a little shortened tweet. If you want to put it in an email, I believe our email is in our link tree. Is it? Is it not?
I don't think it is, but it's attached to our YouTube channel. So.
It's attached to the YouTube channel. So send us an email and we might do an episode where we read y'all's school stories. That might be a little fun, eh?
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
All right. Follow Z. Where can they follow you?
They followed me on Instagram at Wolf Maestro Photography.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at JJester615. I have my own podcast. Jakey's got a sports show. I do sports things on that podcast, obviously. Follow me on TikTok. I post daily content on there. Try to post 4, 5, 6 times a day at Jackie Boy Sports. And of course, follow the podcast on TikTok, Red Light Homies on TikTok. I try to post a video at least once a day. Sometimes try to do twice a day, but I don't feel like we have enough episodes to do that constantly. But I do try my hardest to post once a day.
We do try to keep in there somehow. So, I mean, we do what we can.
Absolutely. Trying to grow, trying to learn, getting better at this. And, don't know exactly what we're going to do the next week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And, of course, you'll find that out. Yeah, we'll just rock with it. I appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure you like, rate, share, subscribe, follow, especially rating. because that is most important when it comes to growing a podcast and sharing.
Sure.
If you got a buddy at work and they come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm running low on podcast. I need a new podcast." You say, "Hey, Z
I
and
know
Jackie."
a couple guys.
Yeah, those
Red
boys,
Light.
Z and Jackie, they got a show, Red Light Homies. Check it out. Spotify, YouTube, all that. I'm going to stop talking so much with the intro. We'll see y'all
All
next
right.
Monday.
See ya.